Welcome to Ponta Delgado in the Azores. Today I'm flying from this tiny speck in the Atlantic Ocean all the way to Rome via Lisbon on a ticket that combines Portugal's two airlines, Azores Airlines and TAP Air Portugal. I just covered Azores' A321 long range for a flight between the islands, but today I'll be flying both airlines on the same type of plane, the A321 Neo. I'll be flying Azores Airlines from Ponta Delgado to Lisbon, and then TAP Air Portugal from Lisbon to Rome. They even will be parked next to each other. So let's compare the experiences between Portugal's two airlines and see which one is best. TAP Air Portugal really doesn't have the best reputation out there. But the theme of this trip is redemption, so I'm here to give them a chance. I booked this ticket through TAP's site, even though it included a leg on Azores. The two airlines, however, don't do a great job of talking to each other. I booked a classic fare that came with a free check bag and free seat selection. TAP let me select my seats for their flight, but it wouldn't let me select seats for the Azores flight for free, and neither would the Azores website. I even asked an Azores agent and they said that my ticket didn't come with free seat selection. Fortunately, I was able to select seats for free when I checked in. I arrived at Ponta Delgado Airport on a rainy morning for my flight on Azores Airlines. Boarding was a bit disorganized and began 20 minutes late. Even though the plane was only a few feet away and we'd walked a similar distance when I'd arrived, a bus took us to the plane, likely due to the rain. However, at first there was only one bus available, so it took quite a while. Eventually, a second bus showed up. I was seated in row 19, but was told to use the rear stairs. With 34 rows, I'm not sure that was the right call. The seats on Azores' A321 Neo are fabric and fairly comfortable with 31 inches of pitch. I much prefer fabric seats over the modern slimline garbage used on other airlines. There's also in-seat power. We pushed back 6 minutes late and taxied to the runway. We were told that Bluetooth had to be turned off for takeoff and landing, and that's something you don't see on most flights. Flying time to Lisbon was 2 hours at 37,000 feet, and it was a bit bumpy of an ascent through the storms. There's paid Wi-Fi and free streaming entertainment on your own device with 21 movies. Also, like the prior flight, there was a light snack of yogurt and fruit, along with drinks. Nothing earth-shattering here, but hey, it's free and a nice gesture. We approached Lisbon and got a great view of the city. Including Belém Tower, before landing in Lisbon. The taxi took quite a while, and of course a bunch of idiots got up and took their suitcases down while we were still on the taxiway. Is it really that hard for the seatbelt sign to come off, or, look out the goddamn window? We parked at a remote stand and took a bus to the terminal. I had a 2-hour and 50-minute layover in Lisbon, so I headed to the ANA lounge again. I tracked my inbound aircraft, and it was looking very delayed. Still, my flight was shown as on time. The gate was posted, but the aircraft was still over an hour away, so I knew it would be late. But then boarding went ahead and started. Turns out we got a plane swap, so I hoofed it over to the other side of the airport again and boarding had already started. Curiously, my TAP Air Portugal boarding pass on my phone said that I was in Group C, but my printed boarding pass from Azores said I was in Group B, so that's the boarding pass I used to board the aircraft. Again, they don't seem to really coordinate well between the airlines. We were at the same bus area that I was at for my EasyJet flight to Madeira and pulled up to my TAP A321 Neo. In a fitting send-off, just as I boarded, the Azores A321 Neo was taxiing out. The interior of the TAP Air Portugal A321 Neo is totally different. TAP Air Portugal has several different configurations of this aircraft, but this is the short-haul one. We've got the ultra slimline Recaro seats, which are stiff as a board. Fortunately, I was able to snag an exit row for free with my fare, though I'm not exactly sure why I wasn't charged, to be honest. The legroom in the exit row was great, but looked pretty tight in regular rows. Rows in the front, usually through 15, have 32 inches of pitch, but in the back it's 28 inches. Yowzer. I had in-seat power in my row, but further back in economy there isn't. We pushed back 7 minutes late. Flying time to Rome was 2 hours and 22 minutes at 32,000 feet. There's no free snack or beverage service on TAP Air Portugal, instead having a buy on board menu. Okay, I got a glass of water for free. Hey, that's better than Ryanair at least. There's also no Wi-Fi or entertainment of any kind. The long-haul ones do, and even have in-seat entertainment, but not here. We flew over Madrid before the sun set over the Mediterranean. Our flight path went over Sardinia before descending to land in the Eternal City. So which Portuguese A321 Neo reigns supreme, TAP Air Portugal or Azores? I think it's a clear win for Azores. Better seats, more legroom, Wi-Fi, streaming entertainment, and a free snack all make it pull ahead. Yes, the long-haul A321 Neos on TAP Air Portugal are significantly nicer, but if you're flying out to the Portuguese islands, I think Azores is the clear winner. But speaking of competitions, in the next video, it'll be a showdown between flying and taking the train within Italy, as ITA Airways goes head-to-head against Italo to see which is the better and faster trip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.